has scored the last 9 points for Indiana. A patented bounce pass. And Caitlin looks like she's in pain after that pass. She had been dealing most recently with a groin injury. Missed 4 games with that groin injury. Playing 28 minutes tonight.
Caitlin Clark has just announced that she would not be available for the rest of the 2025 basketball season. It's unfortunate for her, it's unfortunate for the fans, unfortunate for Fever basketball, as well as the WNBA, considering the CBA negotiations that are going on. But in this video, we're going to talk about the business insights along with Caitlin Clark's injury, as well as the operations behind what maybe caused Caitlin Clark's injury, as well as other players' injuries. We're going to talk about operations, but more specifically, we're going to talk about push and pull operation strategies. Stay tuned. Hello again. My name is Christopher F. Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. I'm a business leader, advisor, and business coach, and I've helped hustlers and entrepreneurs and business leaders develop great businesses through operational planning, business strategy, operations, and marketing. So if you're a hustler out there, a business leader, entrepreneur, trying to position your products in the best way possible, I have my contact and my information below. You can connect with me on LinkedIn at ccoleman144, Instagram and X at ccolemanbiz. So let's get into it. So first things first, Caitlin Clark has announced that she'll be out for the remaining of the 2025 season. And in this video, I want to discuss and juxtapose some business principles and business insights for those who are business minded. So let's take a look at Instagram to show what is going on here, and what did she actually say in this post. So with this IG post, this is Caitlin Clark. She posted this looks like last night, 18 hours ago, as a recording of this video, and I'm going to read through it. It says, "I had hoped to share a better update, but I would not be returning to play this season. I spent hours in the gym every day with the single goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I'm feeling. I want to thank everyone who had my back through all the uncertainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. The way the fans continue to show up for me and for the Fever brought me so much joy and important perspective. I am so proud of how the team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year. Now it's time to close out the season and claim our spot in the playoffs." All right, so that's Caitlin Clark from Instagram, and I'm glad that she said that. She mentioned things about the team and how they're going to get to the playoffs still. She talks about how, some of her decision making, it brought some perspective to her decision making. Probably, short-term health versus long-term health. And, maybe they chose her to stay out longer, and she probably wanted to play. But as you can see, you had King James, LeBron James, who commented, Sabrina Nescu, some of her friends, people that are really close, Lexi Hall, Aaliyah Boston, Satu Sabli, Lexi Hall, so Chloe Bibby. And so that reminds me, there's a lot of people that got hurt this season. Caitlin Clark isn't the only one out for the whole season. You have Chloe Bibby out for the season for left knee. You have Sydney Colson, who is the third string point guard, torn ACL, out for the season. You have Sophie Cunningham, MCL tear, out for the season. You have Ari McDonald, broken foot, out for the season. And you have Keith Porter, player development coach. So you have 6 individuals from the Fever organization that is essentially hurt and out for the season, to include a player development coach. How that happened, I don't know. I want to transition over to business and the business insights that we get out of them. The offense of the Indiana Fever. There are seems to be two different offenses. Fans really like the fact that when Caitlin Clark was on the floor, it was a fast-paced offense. And this fast-paced offense, you're getting a lot of buckets up, you're getting a lot of possessions, you are getting field goal attempts within the first 15 seconds of the 24-second shot clock. You're getting some easy buckets, catching the defense off guard. And I think this is a very good strategy if you have the personnel to do it. They had Caitlin Clark and some supporting cast members to facilitate that, such as Lexi Hall, Sophie Cunningham. I would say Aaliyah Boston, she's been learning to play in that role, but I think she works better in a slower paced offense. On the other hand, Stephanie White and the coaching staff wants to conversely have a more deliberate and slow paced offense, not necessarily getting quick shots up and attempts, but making the attempts count. You're getting good to great shots, where in more of a fast-paced offense, you're getting bad to good shots. And so with this, you have to have good team cohesion. You have to play team basketball, players that are much more methodical in the way that they score. They're winning their matchups on a regular basis. And so that's what you're banking on, is having good and great players in all of the positions that have a specific role in the offense to win those battles in a game. And so you really need good to great players. Whereas in a more of a fast-paced offense, you need versatile players that are athletic, shot creators, playmakers, very versatile on defense, can do a lot of different things. I look at players like this, like Rakia Jackson, Ray Burrell. I think somebody like Asia Wilson, Nafisia Collier will fit in a fast-paced offense where these players are very versatile, where they can shoot, they can rebound, they can shot block, play good defense. And these are really good players for a more fast-paced offense. But for a slower pace, more deliberate, players like Aaliyah Boston is really good, where she can win the battles down low more often than none. I think players that are like Sydney Colson is really good half-court point guard. So point guards that are very smart with the ball, that is not going to push things. They're going to understand the pace and understand that they have the players to win in various battles and matchups. I could talk about this all day. I love basketball, I love women's basketball. But it seems as though the Fever could have done a more hybrid approach, and I think this is maybe what they were trying to do, but didn't execute well because of all of the injuries. And so they've been kind of up and down. Because of the up and down, they have not been able to get deep into their playbook and deep into the strategies that they want to have. But I think having a hybrid, being able to have Caitlin Clark start off with a fast pace, but then have a unit that come on the floor in times where you need to slow the ball down, you need to have a slower, more methodical way of scoring. And with that said, in the playoff, the game slows down anyway. So it would probably be better to have more of a hybrid approach so that you can play to the strengths of your best player, as well as have a plan B, and so that you can win the matchups throughout the season to be able to play slow ball if you need to, as well as the playoffs. If you know you're going to make a deep playoff run, you need to be able to exercise both. Now, how does this help us in business? Well, in pull and push strategies, this is an operational technique to get goods and services to the marketplace. So the first thing is the push system. The push system is basically being able to produce products and services. You can warehouse them, but you're pushing them out to the public. This is a very supply-driven method. You got a lot of supplies, a lot of raw materials, a lot of ideas, whatever the case might be. We're pushing it out to the customers, whether they like it or not. This is what we have, and this is what you are getting. And so some great examples of this is Netflix versus Blockbuster. Netflix, whatever you see on Netflix is what you get. That's very supply driven. This is what we have, take it or leave it. All right. So this is more internally focused, meaning that the forces that create the success of the business comes from within. Your management, your leadership, the strategy within the organization is creating products and services, and they're pushing them out to the marketplace. So with this, you have to have really strong marketing, because you have to get this product off the shelves. You have to get all of this inventory out, and you have to get it sold so you can generate more revenue to buy more supplies to keep this flow going. With this also, you have very efficient operations. your COGS, or your cost of goods sold, your COGS, which is the cost of goods sold, are usually a lot lower because you're able to be more efficient because it's standardized. You're not customizing a lot. It's the same thing over and over again, and there's some reproducibility and repeatability within the process. With that also said, there's continuous improvement built in so that you can continuously improve the standard process over and over. You know what right looks like, and so you eliminate a lot of the defects. And so there seems to be more efficient and faster production. With this though, the trade-off is that you have higher operational costs to support the infrastructure of the push system. And one of the biggest costs is warehousing. You need a place to have all of the inventory so that you can continue to produce and make and then push it out to your customers. But you need places to store raw material as well as WIP as well as finished good. When I say WIP, that means work in progress. Conversely, you have pull strategy. And a pull strategy, a great example is Tesla versus other established auto manufacturing. Auto manufacturing generally and historically has pushed products out to the market. They push. Whatever is available is what you get. But for a pull strategy, you have a great brand. You're looking at the long game. You're trying to build a cult-like following. And so Tesla has a cult-like following. People love Tesla, and you can't necessarily buy a Tesla when let's say they come out with a new model. First, what they're doing is they're having an interest list. You're putting down a deposit. And so what's brilliant about this, because of the brand and because what they represent, they are able to start a list of people, a waiting list or queue, and get a deposit to show for you to show interest in buying a vehicle that's not even produced yet. And that is a pull system. Again, you have to have great branding. Conversely, with a push system, you have to have great marketing. And so when you begin to pull, it is beautiful how Tesla does it, because when you start this list and you get a deposit, you could take this list to the bank and borrow from that list. When you borrow from that list, that is essentially telling the bank as well as the company that there is a demand for this. So we've created demand, which is all external forces, that this product, people want this product. Relates to a pull system, and some of the tactics and strategies you can do within this is that when you create demand, you can take that demand to the bank. The bank will let you borrow money so that you can produce this product, and you can sell this product for a profit and be able to pay back the loan and then keep a profit for yourself. And so with this, you're creating demand. The products are much more customizable. There's a blue ocean type of strategy compared to a red ocean. Red ocean means there's a lot of competition, but in a blue ocean, there's very little to no competition. Relate the fast-paced offense of the Indiana Fever to a push system, meaning that I have these players, and no matter what the defense is doing, I'm going to push my will on you. I'm going to try to get buckets up whether you are there or not. If I have to take a bad shot or a good shot, I am doing this no matter what defense, no matter what you do. This is my strategy. I am pushing this on you. Conversely, I think a more slow, methodical pace, which is how the coaches of the Indiana Fever seem to want to play, is more geared towards a pull system. Meaning they look at the matchups. They begin to have matchup battles within the game, and we're going to methodically move the ball around to getting valuable looks, good shots, great shots. And this is, again, very dominant on the external, looking at the external. What is the defense giving us? And we are going to counter what the defense is going to give us and be able to score based off what you do. Now, when you have a hybrid system, you can do both. You have to have the personnel, and there's trade-offs because you have to get different personnel that have different skill sets. And so it can possibly cause some issues there trying to put it all together. You have to manage a lot more. So you have to have a very dynamic leadership team and coaching staff to do that. And so in your business, you can think about hybrid examples like Nike and Apple. Nike, for example, they have a massive retail distribution, but they also use pull systems because they have exclusive offers like Jordan collections and collaborations. Apple, same thing. They have a strong retail presence, but they have a cult-like following in which many customers, they won't leave Apple no matter what. No matter how good Android is, they're not leaving Apple because of the brand, because of the demand that they've created based off of their branding. People who have Apple, they will prepay for products that aren't even built yet because they want Apple products so much. So again, this is Apple and Nike are great examples of them using both pull and push operational strategies. Now, I'll leave a question with you. What type of strategy are you using in your business, or what strategy should you be using in your business? A pull system, a push system, a hybrid approach? What works best for you? And if you can't answer that question, you need help answering that question, please feel free to reach out. I'm definitely willing to help, wanting to help entrepreneurs, hustlers out there, business leaders out there really get clear on what their offerings are, how they position themselves in the marketplace. And ultimately, I want to build a competence in those that I work with to create great businesses for the 21st century. Again, my name is Christopher F. Coleman with the Business Intelligence Group. Please comment down below where I'm wrong. It's been real. It's been fun. Catch you in the next one. Peace.